If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Alto Call, MAFS. I'm your host, Tane, talking about Love is Blind Germany, Season 2, Episode 8 and 9. And with me is Brian from Match Virgin. Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm good. I'm ready for the reunion, I guess. Didn't get a ton from these 2 episodes, but I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like just a journey. And this is the case with all of them. It's just like the journey towards the altar. You get to the altar, like, oh God, thank God we still have people that are making it to the altar. And then there's a whole bunch of fluff. We don't need to see their journey all over again. We sat through the pods.
Watched it. Just watched it.
So yeah, we're gonna cover episode 8, which again is the journey, and then we have the start of the weddings also, and all the weddings. We were covering all the weddings together. Yeah. Yes, together. So just a reminder for you guys that Brian and I did talk about before the 90 days, which was fun to go through the couples. It's on patreon.com/AltoCallMAFS, and it's so funny because I intentionally chose the picture of Lisa kissing.
Jesus. I wasn't ready for it.
And I'm kind of, people are like, is this real? Like, is this actually, like, it just looks so painful. But yes, it is not AI. It's an actual alleged
eating her face
kiss going on there. And a reminder to you guys that we will be covering the reunion sometime next week. You will find that on the feed. And also, Love is Blind is coming back. Valentine's Day is around the corner. Listen, people are already selling Valentine's Day merch before even Christmas was over. But, Happy New Year, Brian. It's 2027 already. We might as well. We're already there.
No, I went to get flowers and a card for my wife last week, and I'm like, every card here is a Valentine's Day card. Like, I can't. I want a regular card. I have a month and a half to go still. What are you doing?
Yeah. So yeah, Love is Blind USA will be coming out February 11th, and we will be covering it and see what shenanigans they have for us this time. Okay. We're just going to dive in, starting with Constantine and Jesse. All through the season, maybe the same with Yasmin and Andy, I haven't really had like much to say about these couples. They're just, and I guess all of Germany, this is what it is. 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Is it really true? Is it editing? The editing is very heavy. This season. So the highlight for them is that they went to Upper Bavaria. It's in southern Germany. There's a lot of traveling when they do this European versions of Love is Blind, because again, it's not as large as the USA. We could just stay in one state and that's it. It looks like they are freezing. Like it
looks cold as shit.
And I'm like, I would have been like, if I was Jesse, do we really have to, like, we could be somewhere where there's heat, but there's a purpose to this. He's bringing her to propose. The views are great. I'm not going to lie, but I hate being cold. He just really looked uncomfortable. But when he does propose to her again, he says, I wanted to propose to you with the right ring. I'm like, shade to the producers? What?
Yep. Not this garbage they gave me.
Like, where's the ring? The ring's on Germany, even in season 1. I'm like, where is the ring? I can't find it. But it's free.
You get them 6 for a dozen.
All right, so Gunnar and Josie, I guess the meat and potatoes was with them. Like we pick up where we left off, where she's telling her friends, like I never really thought about life without kids because society just told me I need to have kids. So I'm just thinking about it and thinking, maybe I will be okay with it because I also thought I wouldn't meet the love of my life, but I think I have right now. So her friend specifically asked his opinion, and he's like, "Listen, there's nothing I can do about it. I've said, how I feel. I am very open to talk about it, and I'm going to trust the fact that she will tell me if she changes her mind." And I'm like, "Come on, Gunnar.
Yep.
Come
Yeah,
on,
he's handling this pretty well. This could
Gunnar."
be a perfectly good moment to freak out, and he's not doing that.
And in everything, and it almost begs me to wonder if there's something deeper, but more than likely I'm just fishing. Like the one thing I think I can guarantee in life is that Gunner's gonna tell you, "I don't want kids, y'all leave me alone." Like if I have to lose her, bye, I'm not
Yeah.
having kids.
I have thought this through. I have made my decision.
Why is he so like he's so hard on that? Like I want to know. I'm sure there's no reason except the fact, like the same reason someone's like, "I was born to be a mom or born to be a dad." He's just like, "I wasn't born to be a mom or dad. Leave me alone." So
Yeah. Yeah, my,
although
my co-host Kim is that way. Kim is a wonderful aunt. She's got nieces, nephews, the whole nine, and she's like great with them. She's like, I never wanted kids ever in my life. I never wanted to be with somebody that wanted to have kids. Like, didn't want it. Don't ever want it.
yeah. I mean, there are people like that, and that's okay. It's just like it's so I guess the thing is refreshing to see because usually when we watch these shows, it's always like, maybe down the line, I might
Yeah.
change my mind. I might like, he does not waver on that, even to the point that when you meet his family, no one's like, "Well, are you going to convince him to have kids?" They're like, have you cut up that
You're
we're
okay
not
not
going
having
to have
kids?
kids? So yeah, so it's just refreshing to see that he's just standing there. Although I saw a comment where it was like he's so great and so mature that they feel like he's the one that's gonna change his mind on having kids. And I'm like, maybe not. Like I just,
I don't think
it
so.
could be the same way and that's it. I think they're both willing to take the risk. If at any point I think that's truly living in the moment where he's just like, if she wants to have kids, I'm not gonna stop her or guilt her. Then that's the end of our love story. And she's like, if I want to have kids or you stay staunch on what it is and we have to break up, so be it. But for the time being, I don't know if I'm gonna find another you. And I'm thinking about, maybe if I want to have kids or not. And then here's the thing about life. Everything is like by sometimes chance, luck. Yes, you may want to have kids. What if it's a situation where you find out like you're having a hard time having kids,
Yeah.
What does
Yep.
that mean? Because we always have these things for ourselves, but what if we have to pivot anyway? So for now, she has a man that accepts her for who she is, something she never thought she would find, and she's like, I'll take that chance and we'll see what happens. So hopefully she doesn't feel like, nah, he'll change his mind, he'll fall in love with me, and she truly takes him at face value for what he's saying.
It
Right.
seems like she does, even to the point where she was like, look, if we don't have our own kids, we have friends' kids, there's family that we don't need to have our own children for me to kind of get what I would want out
Mhm.
of like relationships with kids. And so that feels like a position she came to gradually where she wouldn't have said that the first time she heard I don't want to have kids,
Mhm.
but like she's given it enough thought and sort of envisioned her life without kids and has found a place where she can probably get a lot of that fulfillment without actually having her own kids. And so I don't think this is going to change for either of them, but I do think they're both being very mature where it's like if it changes, we're just not going to work, and that's all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because much like life, the one constant is change. Someone might wake up one day and decide they don't want this, and someone might decide they do. But for now, it works for them. So her friend says, like, she sees the kindness between them, the good energy between them, and Josie is family to them. And as long as he treats her well, it's all good. That this is a complete leap of faith. So you have to do this. And the friend also says that she sees that Josie has thought about this, and she's not just doing this for him. She has thought about it and she's come to this decision by herself. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, that is how you friend and family. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
obviously, by the looks on their faces, they have doubts. But you have to trust the person that you're with. And then, even if it's like she pulls her aside and tells her concerns, but not what we've seen in the past, like, "Oh, I'm so protective about you. Oh, I just want you to know. I just don't
Yeah.
think you can't know this. Like, you got," because I don't think they realize it's insulting. Like,
Yeah, it is.
you're telling
Yeah.
someone, like, even if they're making their mistakes, there's still ways that you can go about this. But she sees the kindness, she sees the love, and she says, this is what she wants and that's what makes her happy, and we're going to roll with it. So that was
Hmm.
great. That was very great.
Yeah.
And
Happy for them.
Gunnar, even greater, is like, you know what, I wouldn't expect you to say anything less. Like, you love her, you should have some kind of opinions, you should feel some type of way, and you should be protective of her, and I appreciate that. I'm like,
Yeah.
ugh, these couple.
Couple matures cutting it up.
So they meet his parents. They come over to the house. I think Josie was like, she was not nervous. Like, it is what it is, what's gonna
Right.
happen. And I wanted to give Gunnar's mom props for something during this meeting. It's such a pet peeve of mine when these participants are like, "Oh, I signed up for this, but I never thought that this was gonna work. I was gonna meet the love of my life." So when Josie was like, "I was so skeptical. I told my people I'll be back in 2 weeks," his mom is just quietly and simply like, "So why did you participate?" I'm like, "Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
please."
Yeah. That's the logical question. If you didn't think it was gonna work, why did you go through with this?
Yes. Like, I just, it really annoys me. And a lot of them say, like, "No, what are the chances? I just never thought, okay, and I'll be back home." Don't do that. Come here with all of the optimism, all of the delusion, and hope to meet the love of your life. So,
Yeah, you say I went into this knowing in my heart that the other person for me was going to be in that pod, and yeah, it all worked out for me. You can lie; they're not going to like check. Just tell them this is what you thought was going to happen all along.
they had to be there. I manifested this. So,
Yes, be Darcy and Stacy, manifest that.
but Josie was very direct and honest in saying all the things, to his parents. And even though his parents and his sister looked very stern, honestly, they seemed on board. They were just very
Yeah.
smiley, and I think they can just see that the love that they have in here. At this point, I was just like, "So we are not meeting Josie's mom." Spoiler alert, readers. No, we are not going to. It is a choice to. We do see her. That's the funny part. But it is a
Yeah.
choice in the editing. Like, they don't even, like, in the past, we've said, "Oh, they don't want to participate in this. Oh, they just don't, believe in this. They don't want to be on camera." But she was on camera. This is me assuming that was her mom. Did you think that was her mom too?
I thought that
At
was,
the wedding?
yeah. I
Okay.
assumed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I'm
We
just
don't
like,
know, but
but they didn't address anything. We didn't meet anybody. We didn't say anything. The closest was this man took a call from his mom earlier, and she's like, "Huh, you talk every day? Okay,
yeah.
I don't do
Yep.
that. I don't talk to every day." So weird. And then Gunnar, he's just unfazed. He's like, "Do you have a problem with that? Because
Yeah.
that's on you, not me." So
Well, and to be clear, when you texted me a minute ago, I was on the phone with my mom talking about the Salt Lake City reunion. So, like, yeah, I talk to my mom most days about nothing. It's just what we do.
I am I'm from a small family, so I don't talk all the time, and it's like we're not like of many words. But my husband is different, like, and he's from a bigger family, and they all like keep in touch with each other. So that was an adjustment for me. So I am with Josie in terms of, like, I understand that, but it's not like a thing. It's just, "Oh, that's what you do. People are different." The same way my husband thought it was weird, like, "So you don't talk every day?" I'm like, "What is there to say? There's only so much you
We
can
can shit on Lisa Barlow together. Like, this is
say
what we do.
in her day." So I was really hoping for that scene, that she didn't make it like a big deal and be like, why are you talking to your, like, like, what's the name of the girl, the woman on
Patia?
90 Day? Yeah, Patia making
Quit talking to your mother.
I'm like, it's not like, it's okay if you don't talk every day, but also when people talk all the, I guess there's a difference. There's the mama's boys and there's the one who calls every day. "So mom, what do I do? When do I do this?" I don't know what it is, but
No.
either way, I'm glad that Josie didn't make it like a big deal, because she has made it clear that she's not from like a traditional family. So I can see how she thinks that's weird for that. But anyways, so we don't meet her mom, but we see her meet his parents. Um I'll take a quick break, and then, because then they have the bachelorette and bachelor, and they just sprung it on us. So I'll be right back. Okay, so they have the bachelorette and bachelor party, and Gunnar is not looking forward to a long distance marriage because it looks like when they get married, they're in different cities and they're gonna have to figure that out. Constantine says that he has no fears and he keeps wondering if it's too good to be true, but overall he's good. Andy says he's so nervous and he likens it to taking an exam that you haven't studied enough for. That's a good analogy, actually. While he's saying that, Yasmin is like, I feel so secure. And it's like, he does anything that I need to support me. He's like, if I ask for, like, I think it was a random example, a cup of coffee, he would do that. It makes me feel at ease. And Andy is like, yeah, but the thing is, I've done all that. I don't know how they had parallel conversations because
Right.
that was great, but also,
It's
wow.
a miracle editing.
She's so comfortable now, and it's now like I have time to think like, huh, so how do I feel? Because I've been focusing on her needs. And the editing is so wild, like I said, because right after that, we see Andy and Yasmin at the fair kissing because he said he was not sure and he feels so weird. Maybe it wasn't a bachelor. I take that back. They just went to a spa and
But it was confusing because that one dude kept on yelling like, "Where are the strippers at? Where are the strippers at?" So I'm like, okay, so I would assume this is a bachelor party. Like
they were on the back of the wagon, guys, by the way. They were
they
just
were in a wagon being pulled by like a John Deere tractor.
and the ladies
Wild.
were in a spot like in robes. So
Yeah,
I don't know. We just see them talk and
not
then
sure
have
what
the
this
kids.
was.
So the editing was really wild in these episodes, I will say. So okay. Yeah, like I said, Andy is so confused and so nervous and it's an exam he hasn't studied for. And the next thing we see, him and Yasmin at the fair, they're all dressed up, they're being all coupley. I'm like, didn't we just see this man question himself? And it made me think that this happened before whatever that was, the
It
bachelor
feels
or
like it did.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, they're still basking in, the throes of the magic wedding dress in Cologne, I think they went to
I think so.
on there. But before then, maybe I'm missing up my timeline because we see them packing and she said, "Oh, that was Josie and Gunnar. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
talking about Josie and Gunnar. They were packing, and she said that they won't be together. And then from nowhere, honestly, we just see Gunnar say that, I'm not ready for a wedding."
Yeah.
And then
It was
we-
weird. He's like, I'm thinking about it, and yeah, I'm not ready for this.
and,
I rewound it. Like, wait, did I miss a whole paragraph?
and this was like in a confessional too, where he's just like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm just ready for that." And as if that wasn't weird enough, the next scene is Yasmin and Andy's wedding. This is after he put like the icing on the cake.
On that cookie or whatever that was. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm gonna backtrack, but it was just like it was a lot of back and forth that it was like, where are we thinking? First, we think it's a bachelor wedding. Then Andy says, like, oh, I'm not sure. Then we see him at the fair, and then we see Gunnar say, like, where I'm not ready for a wedding. But I'll just skip on
It was
over
all over the place.
all over the place to Yasmin and Andy. Like they're basking in the throes of the magic wedding dress. If you don't recall, Yasmin was about to call it quits, but then she wore her wedding dress, and all of a sudden she's like, "Oh my god, I love this man.
Yep.
I miss everything about him. I just want him." So they go to Cologne where Andy lives, and when they got there, I was stuck on the fact that Yasmin had one suitcase. And I was like, where are his? But maybe his stuff was already, maybe he got there early or maybe
Maybe.
he's like, I have clothes in my house. I don't need to do anything. But I'm like, where did they pack together? I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yasmin.
Again, the editing.
Okay. So I thought, Tane, I thought he had a nice place. But this woman looked at it like it was a pigsty.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to live here. It's too chaotic for me. I'm thinking like, for a European apartment, this is pretty spacious.
It seemed fine. Well, and also, like, we have to bear in mind, she grew up in like abject poverty where she like didn't know where food was coming from sometimes and stuff. So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's surprising that she was this negative on it, considering I know she's seen and lived in a whole lot worse.
Yeah, but she's upgraded now. Doesn't mean she has to
Oh, yeah.
live there, stay in
No.
the past.
No, I'm not saying that she should be satisfied with a cardboard box, but I'm just like knowing, it's if you've been through really hard times,
Yeah.
then it's a little bit easier, I think, to appreciate like nice stuff. And this is a nice apartment. It wasn't like a slum.
No, and it wasn't like, and I think this goes back to my criticism of Yasmin where it's like, are these valid concerns or are you just looking for a reason to dig at this man? Because it's like almost like maybe you don't know how you feel and you're feeling so unsure and you're just grasping at anything, to pick on him. I mean, we are
Yeah.
not forgetting Andy and the quadrangle, but that's in the past. That's been many episodes ago. So, but I
Uh-huh.
just didn't understand. She just really hated this place. She said it was too chaotic. It didn't give chaotic to me. We've seen worse. And she's like,
No.
it's too
Yeah.
much work to give it a feminine touch. I'm like, what? Okay.
I
Okay.
don't think it would take that much work, man, but all right.
I wish we saw hers. Did we see hers? We didn't, right?
I don't think we did.
Okay.
I had the same
So
thought.
just to have an idea of what is the problem. His family comes over. There were a lot of them. It first started with his mom and his aunt, and I was like, oh, it's all women. It's becoming, but his mom is so nice. His mom
Yeah.
hugs her. His mom is like, welcome to the family.
Welcome to the
Like, I hope
family.
you're okay. If I, call you, like, we talk to each other, and I would like to do that with you. And Yasmin, makes it a point to remind us that, she didn't really have like a strong family unit, and she always wanted that. And she knows that she has seen this or met this in Andy's family. But truly, truly, his family was so welcoming. I could feel the warmth radiating through the screen, for me. But my question for you, is his mom a twin?
I think so. She had to have been.
Oh my
They
God.
showed her and her sister side by side, and
Yes.
I was like, they didn't say twin sister, but
Yes.
they share a face. So either they're twins or them genes are strong as hell.
I
It's
was
like they
like,
look identical.
how would they skip this whole thing? Like in the pause, wouldn't you just say, oh, twins running my family, or my aunt was like her twin sister. They're really close. And they also act twinish in that
Yep.
there's the codependency, I think you can see through it. And she always turns to her to ask her something. But yes, when they did that confessional sitting side by side, I was like, oh my God, are they twins or are they just wow?
Well,
So
it's like looking up the clips. I thought for the longest time Pusha T and Malice were twins. I didn't know they weren't twin brothers.
so I don't know. I thought it went really well and I thought it was gonna push things further, but all of a sudden the doubts are back again and he wishes that they had more time. And I'm like, again,
Mhm.
is this the editing? Because I don't know. Like I
Who
said,
knows?
they go to a fair, he gets a cake and he puts icing on the cake and spells out I love you. And I'm like, okay. So at the bachelor or whatever that was, you tell us that you're not really sure. Then you have your family come over, you tell us again that you have doubts, and then the next thing we see is like, okay, I love you. I just also it's kind
Well,
of
this
late in the
was
game to be
Mhm.
saying I love you now for all of them. Not really. Because that happens in the
This is her
pod.
complaint. This is her complaint all along. Was like, you say all these things and I don't really feel it when you say it. Well, it's because he's also saying I have doubts. I'm not sure. Like, this is the first time I've seen him express this level of doubt and then turn right around and tell her, like, I'm 100% sure I don't have any doubts. So I get it.
But again, are we putting in the factoring like we did say, is it the editing? When did this happen? We don't know.
Yeah,
What does that
it's true.
matter? For
It's
that.
true.
I think the more surprising thing for me is that so when he said, I love you, and she says, oh, she hugs him and says, thank you. And I'm like, oh
Mhm.
God. But then
Never what you want to hear.
immediately, not long after, he carries her, hugs her, and then she goes, you want to know something? I love you too. And I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
Quick save. But I don't know.
we're
These
fine.
two are saying things, but I don't think we're buying it.
I'm not.
Okay. I'm gonna go into straight into the weddings. I will say, like, the way they showed it to us, right after saying that, we just saw Andy and Yasmin's wedding, and I'm like, wait, I thought one episode was the full wedding, but they tacked theirs on at the end of episode 8. So take a break and come back talk about the weddings. All right. Andy walks into his room, sees his suit, and is suddenly overcome with emotion. Like he starts bawling, like
Yeah.
crying. In
It was
his room.
me on my wedding day. Yeah.
He says that he's afraid of making the wrong decision and it hasn't been an easy path for them. And she's just like happy, this magical dress. She has to wear the dress. So
Mhm.
at this point, I was so sure that he was going to say no. Her vows, were so beautiful. His vows were so beautiful. His mom was just beaming with her twin, maybe not twin sister, side by side. And she's just like, oh my God, that was so nice. That was so beautiful. And then they ask him, would you take her wholeheartedly to be your wife? I'm telling you guys, this magical dress, he said he looked at it. Suddenly he had a change of heart. And he says yes. Then they ask her, what are you going to say? We start seeing a montage of all her thoughts. They're replaying it in the past. And I'm like, oh dear, she is going to say no. At this point, they leave
Yup.
us on a cliffhanger. That's how they ended episode 8.
Sure did.
Was that. And then we come back and I was like, you don't replay all the thoughts if you're going to say yes.
Yeah.
And she says no. She says the ups and downs took time from them. And, they never quite recovered from that. And I know that Andy was heated because he did not want to say yes. He was torn, but that magical
Yup.
dress did its magic. Now he said yes, and now he looks like an idiot.
Egg on his face. You look dumb now, man.
Somebody else that wasn't happy, his mama. His mama was not happy. So at first, she was just like, I can't believe this. She let him say yes, and then this happened, and then she let that go. Then after everything happened, Yasmin has walked off, out the chapel, and they're all separated. She is talking to her twin, maybe not twin sister, and loud enough for everybody to hear. And I think that was intentional. She's like,
Yep.
why did she let her go first? How can you read those beautiful vows and then you say that and then say no to him? Like, I will never forgive her for that. Maybe I should go tell her, maybe not. There's no point. She can hear you. But then she turns
Yep.
around, looks her dead in the eyes, and that's what she tells her. She's like, I would never forgive you for doing that to my son. Because she's like, Andy is so emotional. He may not show it, but I know that tore him up, that,
Yeah, well,
she did all that. But the thing is, I do think that Andy is low-key relieved that she said no.
yes.
You
I think this is a classic case to me of if they say yes, they are broken up before the reunion.
Yep.
Like for sure. Because this was not, these problems are real. He's not going to get less insecure by you guys being together. Like all these problems are still going to be there after the wedding. And they seemed insurmountable to me.
Yeah, I think it's a case of both of them know that something is wrong. They can't quite place it and they know that it shouldn't be this hard. Like I should feel at peace. And I say this, people marry for different reasons. I married for love. I don't necessarily believe I don't necessarily believe that everyone should get married for love. My only thing is that both parties should be on the same page and in agreement
Yes.
of whatever reason that you are getting married for. Like if there are people like who are like, hey, I'm not necessarily in love with my partner, but they give me security. I've always had, I've never felt safe in a relationship, and that's fine with me, and that's all I require. That's fine, for them. I mean, personally, I feel like you can be in love and have security and have that, but we all have different lives, that's the thing, and that's it. But my thing is, like, again, both people need to be on the same page, and you need to be at peace with that decision. I don't think they were at peace with that.
I don't think so.
And I think that's where it is. And I mean, he should have said no, but he's a coward. He just didn't want to be the bad guy. And I get it. It's not easy.
I understand that.
Not easy.
No, it's not easy. And especially when you've gone all this time trying to convince us that you really do mean all these things that you're saying, you can't then get to the ultimate, like, yeah, it turns out, no, I didn't mean any of those things. Like he had to say what he said. I think you're right. He was relieved that she said no. Because now they're not going to have to go through we got, back after the wedding and he changed up and all of a sudden all these problems came back. I think he kind of got the best case scenario for him, oddly enough.
Yes. Like I wasn't the bad guy, but she made the right call, for us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, her friends and family try to say, like, listen, that's his mom. She has to feel that way. She has to say that way. I think the mom was just really rooting for them, but her emotions got the best of her. So I wonder if family is going to be at the reunion. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. They do talk. That's Andy and Yasmin. And she says, like, she said no because she was scared to make a mistake. And I'm like, you see, what we're not going to do is not stand on business on our decisions. Like saying I was scared to make a mistake means like I should have said yes, but I was so scared and fear won over rather than it didn't feel right. It didn't feel like you were being genuine or whatever it is, but be honest, like you don't have anything to lose at this point.
No,
so just
her
be
reasoning
honest.
made sense. The ups and downs took too much time away from us building the kind of bond I'd want to have before we get married. That is a totally fine reason to give. It does leave the door open a little bit too, but we can date and see where it goes from here, which I don't think she's down for that either. But like the problems you guys had took days and days and days away from this experiment for you guys. That's a
Mm-hmm.
problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's done and dusted. So we'll see what happens. The next wedding was Josie and Gunnar. I was like, what even is the weather? Because Gunnar comes out in shorts. But then I remembered it is Gunnar. Gunnar will wear shorts, whether or not
Yeah.
it is. So
He's one of those guys.
that's it, yes. So even on the wedding day, I was like, oh, wait, there's no family. It was just her friends. She said she called her friends her heart and mind. I think that's what she said.
I think so, yeah.
For her. And that's where I was like, oh, it's a choice not to mention anybody coming there. So this is a sidebar. It seems like Josie is not in touch with her black side based on the guests on her side.
Yeah.
There was no black people. Well, Wendy was there.
Yeah.
Wendy
was there, yeah.
was there.
She was there.
And
Wendy was there.
it made me think, do you think that's a reason why it didn't work with Jabril? She just doesn't date black guys.
That could be. I mean, I had that same feeling last season of Mass with Thomas and Camille at first, and they were able to figure it out probably because they had like more time to actually go through some of the issues that they were having. But I think that can't be ignored. We can't overlook that as a possibility.
Well, but I don't think it's the same. I think they try to present it to us like Thomas, which was part of Thomas's frustration, is like, no, I'm not that out of the culture. They're just ramping it up. So I didn't feel that way for Thomas, really. I just thought it was, they couldn't find a thing for them and they were just ramping it up. For me, anything, it was that he didn't have great style.
Well, yeah.
Standards,
there were some things, and again, editing does wonders. But early in the season, for him to say, "Well, I thought you would date light skin because you were light skinned," I'm like, "What? That's not a thing." So there were moments where I'm just like, "That's an odd thing for you to say." But in this case, I do wonder a lot more if that was the case, because we knew that she grew up without her dad, and that it didn't seem like she was aware she was biracial for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So like that would kind of skew things a lot for you, I would think.
Yeah. I remember we were just like, wait, I thought you were clicking with Jabril. And very obviously he knew she was biracial. She knew he was black. So I was just like, yeah. So basically, you can tell a lot by the guests. We've had a situation where we see the guests and we're like, okay. Mm-hmm. But that was my sidebar thought. And I get your vows should be honest, but him saying things like, you think that you don't deserve love, but you do deserve love, or her saying like, I've always felt broken and I wouldn't think people would love me. I'm like, that's really real on your wedding day.
It's pretty heavy, man.
Cute. So, but I do like the line and how she ended it, where she says, I thought that I love how much you love me, but I love how much I love you more. I'm like, Josie, yay.
Bars.
Because it's very easy to think like, he likes her more than her. And I think, even aesthetically, when you see them, you're like, oh, that doesn't make sense. But if you watch the show, everything about them doesn't make sense. But somehow they work because they meet each other or they fit each other in that way. So I'm really glad, that she said that, because, it's very easy to take for granted, like, oh, this person loves me, this person does this. And they tend to show us their bickering where she, kept making fun of him.
She picks on him a lot.
Yes. So her just expressing like, that she loves him and all that. And his mom is right. I think I can see where she means, where it's like, you can't say these beautiful things about each other and then say no. But then I was like, wait, that is the premise of Love is Blind. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, they make you do that. So like, sorry, that's how the show has to work.
So it is time for them to ask, are you going to say yes? Are you going to say no? And Gunnar says yes. And then when it was time for I don't know if it was my first time that Josie is Josefina. That's her
didn't know that
name. Yeah. And they did this pause and they were trying to make it seem like this thing. And she's just like, yeah. And we all say, yay. Our couple made it. Yeah.
They did it against the odds.
Against the odds. I mean, we're still, knock on wood, we'll see at the reunion what's going on. I've done my best. I have there are certain things I want to Google. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to see anything accidentally. So we'll see what happens at the reunion. But for now, they seem so happy. Everyone is happy for them. And guess what, guys? Wandy caught the bouquet. So,
yeah,
well,
good for her.
I think we said this during, was it Italy, or maybe it was just a thought that never came out my head. I don't know why they don't let them attend each other's weddings. Like, you might as well.
Yeah. You would think they would be there for each other's weddings, and you'd see more people that they became friends with in the pod squad.
Yeah.
Like, we rarely see that either. Once or twice, but not often.
Yeah. Like, you might as well, especially if they're out and they're not
Yeah.
there. Like how Marshall showed up for
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany and her husband's wedding. Might as well.
Yeah.
You're just there.
Yeah, you might as well. And there's a party afterward. Like, have some fun.
Yeah. Okay, final couple, Jesse and Constantine. Constantine still looks so pained. But honestly, you know how like people have resting bitch face? That's just Constantine. He just looks like
Yeah.
he's in
This is
pain.
how he looks. This is how he looks.
And he's still saying like, you have to be 100%. How can everything go so well? I'm like, listen, enjoy it, dude. Like, that's just what he
Yeah.
I don't
Have fun, man.
who sold us this thing like relationships have to be like roller coaster pain and work, and it is work, but not like
Yeah.
to the point where when things are going well, everyone's like, oh my god, something's wrong, it's fine or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's work. It's not torment. Like,
Yes.
you have to do something, but it's not.
Yes.
It shouldn't be like the fight of your life to make
Yeah.
your marriage work.
fighting for my life here.
Right?
I will say though, on your wedding day, why are you still telling your boys that, oh yeah, Jessie was emotionally ahead of me? Like she's always been emotionally ahead of me on your wedding day. Like,
Yeah.
stop.
It's not important anymore.
They walk into their rooms respectively, and then they both push play. Coincidentally, they both have like a boombox, a speaker over
Mhm.
there, and it happens to be the FC Cologne anthem. I thought they were about to listen to Schlager music, like, hey,
I was hoping for something.
Look
I'm
how
like, now
much
I'll know what it is.
we click. But it's the FC Cologne anthem, and I guess it's the lyrics are interchangeable, like I'll always be with you and I'll never leave you or something like that. So Jesse says yes. I mean, no surprise. Like they're the last
Mhm.
couple. I mean, just says yes.
They're not getting
And-
in on a bummer.
And of course, he says yes too. And that was the moment I realized that all the guests were dressed in neutral colors or neutral tones. Well, except
Mhm.
for a few. There was a man who probably didn't get the memo in like a navy blue suit. I'm like, way to ruin the photo, Mr.
You blew it,
Schlager. I don't know his name.
right? You blew it.
But it was cute. I just looked around and I was like, oh, everybody's like in tan, suit
Mhm.
dresses, and that was fine. And then they walk out and there's a whole band singing out there. And I'm like, whoa, once again, is it a Schlager band? it's, I
It is
don't
not.
think it was not. It was Constantine's dad. Do you know I didn't figure that out until like I think the sax came and I was like,
the second once I saw him, I was like, oh, I bet that's what that is. That's cute.
I didn't. It came into my. I was like, why do I know this man? Like, I don't know this music. Who is this? And I'm like, oh my god, it's Constantine Dad, and he gave a solo, and it was cute. It was very nice. And it was like, this is a memory. Like, this is a
Yeah.
memory that I don't forget. I think all the women looked fantastic in their wedding dresses. I don't
They did.
remember the last time I thought everyone looked so great. But it was a nice way to end the season, I guess, with everybody
Yeah.
just being happy and dancing. And it's just that we're vets and we just know might not be this way.
Well, we know that the wedding episode doesn't matter. This is
Yeah.
a useless episode. None of this matters. It's
Yeah.
cool to see what they say. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It only matters if they say no. But
Yeah.
like if they say yes, it doesn't matter. They're saying yes to more time
Yes.
in maths parlance.
Yep. That is it. So that
Yeah.
was it, guys. I mean, that was pretty much it. We all know like not a lot happens in the weddings. It's like yes, no, where do we go from here? And the
Mhm.
reunion is where it's at. What are you most hoping to get answered at the reunion?
Ooh, that is a good question. I would like to know if Yasmin has reached out to Dustin at all after the wedding ended.
Mm.
I would like to see more of what went on between Jabril and Wandy. If we have any kind of text messages, if there's receipts, proof, timeline, evidence, everything,
Mhm.
I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to know, and this is, I think I know the answer, but I'd like to know if there's been any inkling from Josie that maybe she does want kids after all. I don't think so.
Mhm.
But like those are kind of the things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else really controversial in the pods that I'd want to return to. Well, I want to see that lady with the red hair
Not
getting Andy's ass one time. That'd be fun.
I think I want them to ask Yasmin why she didn't get the ick from the whole thing that happened with Andy. Like, how do you write a note, give it to Celia, and you're just like, oh,
Yeah.
you fought for me? Like, how is that fighting? Does disrespecting somebody else mean respect for you, and that's okay? I want to
Yeah.
see if Jabril, after seeing how everything went down, what was he thinking? And
Mhm.
does he regret the way that he handled it? That I would like to see.
So
And I would like to see if Loanne is dating and if Loanne feels like she dodged a bullet, because why did she put up with this? Like, at some point, this was going to be an
yeah,
issue.
honestly, I forgot they existed until just now. I do want to see Loanne say something.
So, yeah. Well, we'll see. Hopefully, it's not like Italy where the hosts were the stars. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, and they're not going to have a Giovanni to ruin everything on this one. I don't think none of
Well,
these people. I don't think are going to be a loud asshole at the reunion.
well, the German hosts didn't really do much. They weren't even at the dress and tux fitting.
They
So
were not
they
there.
just showed up at, they got a free trip to Greece and they were like, okay, you're going back. And that's it. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm acting like this is not season 2. I just honestly can't remember what season 1 reunion was like. I remember the circumstances, but I don't
Mhm.
remember how the hosts were. So
It's fully out of my head at this point. I have no idea. No recollection of it whatsoever.
all right, guys. Before we wrap things up, Brian, can you tell people where they can find you?
Yep. I am at Maths Virgin. You can listen to me and Kim talk about the Houston season. I continue to wonder what happened with Bao and Johnny, because right now Johnny is like the world's sweetest man. And I'm like, this fucking flips. So I need to get to where that happens. You can join our Facebook group, the Maths Virgin Fan Club, and follow us on Instagram and Threads at Maths Virgin. I do a lot of memes. And right now, Chicago Bears are kicking ass. And so a lot of my memes have been Bears focused on maths. So I'm trying to cross-pollinate.
Okay, you heard him, folks. And you can find me anywhere in the socials, also call MAFS. And just a reminder again that we will be back for the reunion next week. And then up next will be USA, February 11. Until next time, guys, stay subscribed so you don't miss out on any new episodes. And please give me a 5-star rating if you can on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Until then, guys, bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.